plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the free sky's the limit. Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the phrase, sky's the limit. nigga never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. They come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. They come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it. That hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. Stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 lunch, 80 lunch. Long as I got stuff from most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in wasting taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts of how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88, 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. nigga never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. They come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it. And hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. Stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 lunch, 80 lunch. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts to how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan.
Alright guys, apologize for the long wait screen, man. There is a lot of news dropping. So you guys are already talking about it in the comments, but yes, I apologize for the long wait. Like I said, a bunch of news is currently dropping. So yeah, man. Yeah, what is going on, guys? We're back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast, man. And this is episode 127 of the show. And yeah, man, we got a lot of news here today for you guys. A lot of interesting stories, a lot of stories I am very excited to go over, and some that are currently breaking as we speak, man.
Literally.
And some that have broken this morning and whatnot. So, yeah, you guys get the point, man. So, yeah, man, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know how this show works. Every Monday, we're on here with Notorious Unscripted, and every Friday, we are on here with the news. If you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, AEW Statement Show, I believe was the last one. You guys can now... Yes, it was. You guys can now watch that on all platforms, man. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to see it first, join us right here, 10 o'clock on Monday Night Raw. Normally about 10:15-ish or whatever time Monday Night Raw ends in your time zone, man. So, for Unscripted, man. So, with that, if you guys have not got a chance to yet get your hands on some of this beautiful official Notorious podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this in the link at the top of the description. It is now live on bonfire.com, man. On the top left, you have the Notorious podcast Chicago flag design. On the bottom right, you have the Notorious podcast skyline design. Then you got the OG, one of the original shirts, the best kept secrets to the IWC. The Riddler-inspired IWC's best kept secret shirt, man. And then you got the uncrowned kings of the IWC, man. The Biggie inspired shirt. Um, and then in the middle, you have the base Notorious Heels podcast, a logo design, man. So, yeah, man, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of this official, beautiful Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this live on bonfire.com right now, man. The link is at the top of the description of this video, and you can find it in on mine or Cirque's social media pages on the Notorious Heels podcast link tree. Yeah, man. So, with that, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels podcast. I am Tiny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Cirque here. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Going good. Just been chilling out. And ain't no much, man. Ain't no much. Not really the weekend building up to right now or nothing. Just hanging out, man. Just been chilling. But like Durante always asks, bro, how's life? How's family? Life's good, man. Family's good. What about you, Durante, and everybody else in the chat? What about you, bro? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, man. I'm good, bro. I'm good. As Durante asks, I'm good, man. Family's good. And what about you, my man? And I see
Hell
we got
yeah.
our boy JT in the comments, bro. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for
What's up,
coming in.
man? Hell yeah.
How's it going, bro? Yeah, I see what you guys are talking about. I guess we can go over that first.
Fuck it.
I'm assuming that's what everybody wants to hear about. And man,
Dude, what the fuck? Just I don't watch those fucking Saudi shows.
so this is the news that broke just recently. Man. All right, bro. Are you guys ready? Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul set to headline WWE Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia in November.
Oh man, this what they do in Big Beautiful Gear for that match. We about to probably get fucking MJF versus Bryan Danielson, and they about to counter it with Roman and Logan Paul.
Bro, we were just talking about this before we went on. We love Triple H.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
I love Triple H, and when he gives you good shit, he gives
amazing.
you good quality shit.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, ever since it seems like he's been in charge, the good is really good. But when
bad.
when he gives you bad shit,
It's
oh,
horrendous. Dude,
ooh,
dude can't do mid. He does great or fucking horrendous, bro. He can't meet in the middle, bro. He can't.
bro.
Like
Hence,
first,
Braun Strowman returning,
mm-hmm,
Aaliyah and Raquel winning that tag team tournament. I
for
mean,
no reason.
when he gives you bad,
It's
it is bad.
bad.
Honestly, I don't know where I'd lump it yet, but for me, this like booking of Dexter Loomis is kind of getting there. And I don't
Yeah,
and,
it's
and I hate
directionless.
yeah, I hate saying that cuz I really enjoy Dexter Loomis and
Oh yeah,
you know, for I kind of like the Miz. I mean
I
the Miz
can't now. He's been getting good, but
yeah, I mean he's been acting like less of a pussy and he's great when he wants to be. But
mm-hmm, but
you know, this
okay.
just booking of Dexter Loomis, it can kind of be one of those things that's kind of starting to get like lumped in there for me. It's kind of one of the
Mm-hmm.
bad things Triple H has been doing. I think you could
Yeah,
book him a lot better, and I think you could book him as less of a weirdo, or like we said on Monday, I don't know why you would give him the gimmick of a predator.
yeah.
That is pretty much his
100%.
gimmick. That
Oh,
nobody
100%.
like you could beat around the bush and say he's a weirdo and this and that.
He's a predator. Obviously, that's like the joke.
That's
But
the
like,
gimmick, bruh.
nah, bro. He's creepy and he's weird. I get that, because his whole gimmick in NXT was that he was creepy and weird, but he was fucked up, but he did good things. He wasn't an evil person, and he just goes up to the main roster and does that to the Miz. It's like, the fuck? Where's that
Like,
come from?
I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just not seeing something, man, but I don't really understand
The point.
how that's supposed to get over. Like,
Yeah, like,
how are the fans gonna like attach themselves to a gimmick like that? Like, man, I love this Predator. Man, this is
like
awesome. He's a really cool Predator, bro.
it's like
Like,
people that attach themselves to serial killers. Like, oh man, Jeffrey Dahmer, man, he's the goat. Like, what? It's just pointless and directionless, and when Triple H does bad, it's bad, bro. Fucking Braun, this Dexter shit, Judgment Day as a whole continues. Like, it's funny. It's real funny, and I do like it because it's so bad. But would I actually trade it for good storytelling? Yes. At the end of the day, yes. And
absolutely.
now, Roman versus Logan Paul. Man,
Yeah,
like,
man. I mean, you know, I mean, Dexter's not there for me yet, but he's getting
not
there, bro.
he's
But
getting there.
like hence all that other stuff, bro. And now this. I mean, good God, bro.
Thanks, man.
Like,
What you
what?
doing, dog?
I know you gotta use Logan Paul, and that's good. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
he's good. He's
he's
really
good. I
good.
like him.
You know, he's really good. He puts on real. He had a good match with the Miz. You know what I mean?
You
That's
got
all.
skill to do
That's all
that.
you need to know. That's all you
Exactly.
need
You
to
got
know,
some
man.
skill.
So, you know, he's good. He's really good, and I like Logan Paul. In the ring, I think promo wise, he's very choppy, but I understand
Yeah,
that's a different level of. That's a
doing
different
that.
level
You
of
got
just
to get used
having a
to that shit.
podcast like he
Mm-hmm.
does, or having a YouTube channel. Speaking in front of a live crowd and having to deliver a serious promo is a way different ball game. And I understand he's probably learning at that because you can't really practice that kind of stuff in front of like a whole live audience. So he kind of just has to go out there and do
You
it,
kind
and
of just
that's
got to do
fine.
it.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's fine.
Exactly.
You know, he'll hopefully he will catch on with time, bro. But like, I mean, he's good in the ring. You could have put
Mm-hmm.
him against fucking Theory. You could have put him against. You could put him against. Yeah, I, it kind of fits in with his gimmick, I guess. You could have put him in the ring with like Kevin Owens
Or
because
Sami
you could
Zayn.
say Kevin Owens is trying to like rid WWE of all the bullshit, pretty much, you know.
Exactly.
So, but I do understand that they're kind of trying to put him back in that prize fighter gimmick or whatever. So,
It's just good.
you know, there's so many other people. Sami Zayn, like you just mentioned, is a good one. Have him face
Butcher some shit. I don't fuck. Bring
something,
some
man.
NXT people that you can face, man. Like Braun Breaker. That'd be fucking funny. Want to make me laugh? Bring Braun Breaker and do that, man. Speaking of NXT,
Have Judgment Day go after Logan
exactly.
Paul.
Have them try to get Logan Paul, bro. Like them weird motherfuckers, bro. Like,
Have him
nah, man.
fucking bring him back to Suicide Forest or something.
Well, man,
This is
bro,
where
man,
you meet
MJF
your
versus
Judgment Day. Fucking
dude,
Damian Priest.
this garbage ass, bro. Imagine fucking MJF versus Logan Paul a promo, bro. Bringing that shit up. God damn. But like,
Oh,
there's so many people on that roster. You could have Logan Paul face, and you choose the one guy that actually. Yeah, I mean, he's not great right now, but the only one that technically matters, Roman, because he got the two titles. You choose
dude,
him.
the guy has 2 belts, and this does nothing for
Mm-hmm.
another story that we have about Roman Reigns. We'll probably end up sliding into that one next. But
Mm-hmm.
bro, you put him against the guy that is holding 2 world championships. And if you are deeming if those in WWE are deeming Roman Reigns' title situation as complex, do you think having a match with Logan Paul and like this is the thing. This is the thing, man. This is exactly why Drew McIntyre should have had his moment because
Mm-hmm.
then the situation wouldn't be so complex because Drew could easily say, Drew's the babyface, he could easily say, you know what, I know that these guys on Raw have had no champion. The guy refuses to show up. He's pretty much, to my knowledge, I think has only had challengers from SmackDown. He
I
hasn't
think so.
even given those guys a shot over there.
No.
I'm gonna defend both of these as separate, and that's how you that could be a way that you split the titles. But you wanted to keep the titles on Roman
For some reason.
You know, because you want to keep him strong, dude. It's Drew McIntyre. He's not losing a fucking Ludwig. I mean, like,
it's
what?
fucking Drew McIntyre. He beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the title.
Come on now.
Week? Nah. You know what I mean? Dude, I hate this Roman shit. I just want it to end, man. But Logan Paul, come on, bro.
This is not a
Ain't
solution.
believable. No.
This is not a solution. And please tell me, in what world, is beating The Miz good enough to then get a world title shot? Because that's how it's going to look, because not all WWE fans watch Impulsive Podcast. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I only watch the ones that have, like, a Roman Reigns on it. I started to watch the Roman one, or what was the other one I watched? The one with Triple H.
Yeah,
that one.
Triple H. Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, what the fuck?
What? Yeah,
how does that make any sense? Or how does this make your situation any less complex than you already think it is?
Oh, they're making the situation worse for themselves, bro.
Honestly.
They're taking the title away from everybody and using it in a Logan Paul match. Like, if Roman only had one of the titles and Drew had the other one, all right, it's a B level. It's a D level match. Put it at the start of the show. Let people forget about it. Let them, get their Saudi crowd or whatever, man. But dude, he has both titles. That whole night is gonna lead to that match. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, these Saudi shows, bro. I mean, come on, Trips. I mean, I can at least appreciate that you're putting a match that, your core audience isn't really going to want to see on a Saudi show, because a lot of your core audience doesn't really care for those.
Exactly.
But, dude,
well,
how? How the hell are you making your situation any less complex, bro? Because, you may not have had stories for Drew McIntyre to back up with other than Karrion Kross. But look, what story do you really have for Roman Reigns that they're actually going to pull the trigger on?
Exactly.
And then the other problem, Crown Jewel in November, right? Survivor Series is in November too, so we're doing this again. We're doing this again. That's another thing.
Survivor Series, fuck that garbage.
I mean, what the fuck?
Survivor Series has to be brand versus brand. Or how the fuck are you gonna do half of those matches?
My only thing is everything is brand versus brand, and then Roman just faces somebody. I don't know who it is, but whoever it is,
Usos too.
Them too. They'll probably just have just random challengers. So I could see half of the show being brand versus brand. Honestly, if Triple H is building up Team Bianca versus Team Damage Control, I could just see it being just a regular show.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be a generic pay-per-view.
Yeah, I could see that, but I mean, and here's the thing, you could have had the Seth story. You still got that. When is Cody gonna be ready? It seems like he's progressing along well enough. And that's what I see. People, oh, well, Roman's got stuff to do. Drew wouldn't really have anything to do for Mania. You can't put in front of me Roman versus Seth with 2 weeks of build. You can't.
You
You
can't. You
can't.
can't do
Once
that.
you revisit that, it needs to be built up over the course of a month and a half, you know,
2
something
months. It's gotta be
something that we
done.
could fucking sink our teeth into. I mean,
Exactly.
so you can't tell me, well, Drew didn't have anything to do, so that's why they didn't put the title on him. Clearly, Roman doesn't have anything to fucking do either. He's fighting
Exactly.
Logan Paul.
So it could have went to anybody at that fucking point. Because after
What
Logan
up,
Paul,
Larry?
what's up, Larry? Who's he gonna face after Logan Paul?
That you're gonna put in
Which
front of me with 2 weeks of build.
exactly? And if
Sheamus?
Sheamus, fucking who? Literally who? Nobody. That show has nobody. Where you do Barry Cross in 2 weeks? Yeah, the fans are gonna love that. Braun
And I was
again?
and I was gonna say, even if you put Sheamus is on a hot streak. So who's to
You don't
say
care.
those fans aren't going to crucify Roman Reigns again for beating somebody that they want to see win? You know what I mean? Now, I mean, it wouldn't make sense to have Sheamus win, but
No,
stop
but
putting him in situations where people want that belt off of him. You know what
literally,
I
bro, it
mean? I
makes
mean,
it worse. And that's how
yeah.
he.
No, and you know, maybe it would be good. Maybe it would be good if Roman Reigns could actually win a fucking match on his own. You know what I mean? Maybe it would be like, oh, okay, this guy, you know, this
He should
guy's a
quit
bad
that.
motherfucker, but he's just... Okay. Okay.
Alright,
I think we're back in business.
I think so. I hear that, and it's just silent.
Okay. My bad, guys. My bad. OBS being OBS. Anyway, what was I saying? You know, is the guy really standing at the top of the mountain when he always needs help to beat him, or when he always
Exactly.
needs help to beat somebody? So it's like, honestly, bro, if you would have, if you would have put him in a situation where he maybe needs help occasionally, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, to beat a big opponent, but it's like, dude, you're doing this shit for everybody, man. I mean, like, what's the deal here, bro? It's ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, they're talking about fucking stunting his momentum. Bro, you already have. He can't win a match just by himself to save his life. You don't think that's stunting his momentum for the last fucking year and a half? All his matches are legit. He's not a big tough guy. He's a pussy. He's like the Miz. He's a big fucking muscly Miz is what he is, bro. Come on.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's the that aspect of it has drawn very stale to
Hmm.
me. I mean, it's not very cool if his
No.
bloodline comes out to help him every single time. And I get maybe you don't want him to, you know, just run through the whole roster, but every time
Every match has to
when
be a fucking
he's beaten Drew McIntyre before.
yeah.
He's beaten him before. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I get you wanted to keep Drew safe, but if you wanted to do that, then you shouldn't have done it for the 15 people before Drew McIntyre. So
Exactly. If it was just a random Drew McIntyre or a random Brock or whatever the fuck, it wouldn't be bad. But every little opponent, he cheats. If he does face Sheamus, he'll cheat. If he does face fucking Braun Strowman, he'll cheat. Like, come on. That's not fun. That's garbage.
I could see Triple H wanting to put Ricochet maybe against him with a
I could
2 week
see it.
build.
Oh, yeah, that could be a definite one.
Yeah.
And if you cheat for that motherfucker, goddamn, you just strip the titles. Just strip the fight. You ain't shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not good, man. But anyway, back to this Logan Paul stuff. Logan Paul recently welcomed current undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion. Stripped the fucking title,
Fucking
bro.
damn.
I'm tired of that long ass name. Roman Reigns onto his podcast, leading to Paul stating his desire to eventually get in the ring with the tribal chief. WWE's head of creative, Triple H, then extended an offer for Paul to appear on tonight's SmackDown. And if a new report is to be believed, the Maverick may be getting his wish sooner rather than later. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer has now revealed that the planned main event for the upcoming Crown Jewel Premium Live event in Saudi Arabia will see Roman Reigns defending his undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, World Heavyweight Championship against Logan Paul, with a press conference set to be held in Las Vegas this Saturday.
Good.
WWE is holding a press conference in Las Vegas this Saturday to announce the main event for its November 5th Crown Jewel pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul is slated to headline the pay-per-view, per Dave Meltzer.
Good Lord. Good old Triple H.
Trips.
Fuck. Chew on, bruh. And then
Trips,
losing it,
bro.
apparently. It's get too stressful for him or something.
Dude, you had mentioned this to me too before we came on.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the things you schedule a legitimate press conference for, and I'm assuming they're gonna do it as to how they did Kane versus Brock, to where they had the whole stage and they came out at the podium. You don't think you could do that for anything better? Because what I would love is if they were to do a draft from
It's like that.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of how you do like an NBA draft, where you got the Raw and you got the fucking SmackDown hat sitting up on the podium. All the superstars are sitting, looking at a stage. Triple H can then go in the back, finalize who's going to be drafted where, and then every 60 seconds or every 2 minutes or whatever, he comes out, blah, 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 Monday Night Raw selects Seth Rollins.
Exactly.
And then Seth walks up to the stage, grabs the Raw hat, puts it on, shake Triple H's hand, and then he walks on the other side of the stage. Simple as that. Simple. You know, it's a very easy concept. Many sports fans will probably love that because people like watching drafts. You know, it's cool. I mean, it's such an easy
so
concept.
simple.
You know,
Exactly,
but
bro.
Here we are, man. Here we are,
Doing it
and
for fucking Roman and Logan Paul.
dude, this is not believable. This is not believable.
No, and like JT says, a part-time Reigns versus a part-time Logan Paul. That's the reason they're doing the conference. Neither of them are going to be at the fucking weekly shows building this up. If anything, Logan Paul will be there more than the fucking champion. So they got to hold a little fake press conference for it. Come on, bro. Come on. Like, besides draft, if you're thinking about matches, imagine, the pandemic happened, so that kind of fucked it up. But all right, I think it's back.
Ugh.
Good Lord.
Christ.
Days.
Seriously, bro. OBS is... Well, there it goes again. Okay, I don't think we're... Fucking Christ. I don't think we're dropping frames anymore. I apologize, guys. I don't know what is going on. My Wi-Fi's fine. OBS is just being OBS. So I apologize for that. It seems like it's okay now. Knock on wood. Yeah. Okay. My bad, guys. Of course. Of course, man. Okay. I think we're back.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, where were we? Yes, this is not believable. This is not
No.
believable whatsoever. This makes absolutely no sense. This makes absolutely no sense, and yeah, I'm not a fan, man. I am not a fan of this decision whatsoever.
Nah, man, it shouldn't be happening at all, man. This shouldn't even be in the cards.
Yeah, man. So I guess that moves us on over to our Roman Reigns story. The situation around Roman Reigns' double champion situation has become complex in
No.
the WWE. The situation surrounding Roman Reigns holding both Universal and WWE championships have made the world title picture complex within WWE. According to a new report from WrestleVotes, those backstage want to go into WrestleMania season next year with two separate world champions. But at the same time, they do not want Roman Reigns to lose at all prior to WrestleMania. WWE creative head Triple H and his team are also said to be open to all creative ideas on this matter at the moment. Yeah, it is a very fucked up situation because there are some things, I always tell you this, bro, there are some things that I really wish we would have just got past without Vince McMahon fucking up.
Yep.
Like, name changes, you know, I really wish they would have just kept Pete Dunne in NXT for a little longer so he never had to be called Butch. This is probably at the top of the list. I
100%.
genuinely wish this motherfucker would have been gone before he can mess up the before he can mess up and merge the world championships. This is a situation that they walked right into without even noticing it. And this was something, and this is the worst part, this is something that wasn't even a problem to Vince McMahon. This was just how it was.
He's someone who wanted to do. He just thought he would look cool with two titles, so he put it on him. And it created this whole fucking mess. It's like, dude, just Taylor shouldn't have put the world titles on him in the first place, or he's gonna have to lose. I'm sorry. I don't know why they want him to be this fucking unstoppable person so bad. He's gonna have to take an L, bruh. He's gonna have to, because most of the ways you could take it off and without him losing are gonna be so forced and stupid. You know what I mean? If they try to
Right.
strip him of one or make him do an injury where he can only defend one of the titles, you know what I mean?
It's gonna make
Any
no
of that,
sense. Yeah.
it's gonna be garbage. He's got to take an L, bro. He's just got to take an L, and someone like Drew McIntyre is the perfect person where everybody believes it, and you miss that opportunity. So now what do?
No doubt.
You got to wait. Doesn't
So
give it to themselves.
yeah, the way that a lot of people are suggesting, I keep seeing this and I want to address it. Having Roman Reigns defend one of the titles in the Royal Rumble and then having Cody win the Royal Rumble, I don't like that at all. Cody
That's
needs his
so
moment at
random.
WrestleMania. And why would Roman Reigns put just one of the titles up? I seen someone say, have him go out there and say he doesn't need it, so he's gonna put it up in the Rumble. Oh man, that's a good way to make the belt look really prestige. Wow.
Yeah,
You've outdone yourself, man. Holy cow. Man. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna enter the Royal Rumble match and then just put this belt up cause I give a fuck about this one, but I don't really care about this one, so I'm just put this one up. What? One of my things was, you can have the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Notice I'm not saying his name. You can have the Money in the Bank briefcase holder be a disgruntled Raw talent who wants specifically the WWE Championship back on his show. Now, who's the guy to do that? Kevin Owens. You do not have, you have him, you do not under any circumstances, have Austin Theory take that championship from Roman Reigns. You have Kevin Owens say, you know what? I'm tired of fighting people just for the sake of fighting people. I want a prize, and you have one. I want the Money in the Bank briefcase.
And
then you have Owens take it.
Exactly. It'll make the title look prestigious because he wants the one, not the other. Not because the other sucks or anything, because he just wants to bring a title to his show. He just wants to have a prize for everybody to fight for.
Owens is a guy who had a really good feud with Roman Reigns. I really enjoyed his feud with Roman Reigns, and a lot of people wanted Kevin Owens to take it from him.
Yeah, people were down.
So Owens is a guy who's been on Raw for the past year, and all summer long. I mean, Theory has too, but Theory ain't ready yet. So Owens is a guy who's been on Raw through the whole summer. He was even on Raw earlier this year when Brock Lesnar held the title hostage. So have Owens say, you know what? I want a prize to fight for. I'm tired of fighting people for the sake of fighting people. Theory, you have a prize. Let's fight for it. So Owens gets the briefcase. Then Owens says, you know what? I've been on Raw this whole year, and ever since day one, and that'll be a cool line because since
that'll be a cool ass one.
Ever since day one of this year, Brock's held the title. The title's been non-existent, and then this motherfucker takes it. So for this company and for this fucking locker room, I'm going to get our belt back. And then he gets the belt back, and it would make the title look prestigious. Roman's losing to Kevin Owens, man. It's fine. He's not going to look weak.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And you can make KO look even smarter. Let's say the only way he could go for like just one of them or something, or maybe he could say like, maybe not this, but like the contract's only valid for one of them or for the world title or whatever. If I was KO, I would also add in the contract no rematch clause. Then Roman can't go fight him and get a needless loss again. Easy, bro. Easy. And they could easily save this shit, but they're not. They're not. They're gonna wait. Someone's gonna take both of them from them, and then they'll just split the titles up from there. That's how it's gonna have to go. And it's gonna be
I would really like the Kevin Owens scenario.
That would be so amazing.
That's my scenario. That's what I would do. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I don't really mess with any of the Royal Rumble. I don't like that. Cody does garbage. Yeah, Cody does not need his moment, in the Royal Rumble. I would like his moment at WrestleMania. So if Owens takes the belt, per se in November, holds it all the way up until February, Elimination Chamber comes, Seth takes it, and in the Chamber, and then maybe you do Seth and Cody at Mania. That kind of writes itself. Yeah, or you have Cody go for the Universal title, but I think he specifically stated he wanted the WWE title.
Yeah, exactly. So, because nobody wants the title. I mean, the Universal, bro. Like a Cody, he doesn't want the fucking Universal.
Another thing that would kind of be a decent option is you merge Roman's titles into the WWE Championship, and then you introduce a World Heavyweight Championship. Mm-hmm. Maybe that. Or
we go the KO route. Let's say he wins the Universal. You can't bring that blue ass title to Raw. You're gonna have to change anyway. So have KO, get a completely new belt. Let him get big gold or something. I can see KO with that. KO
Oh,
look
he looked
amazing.
nice with that belt.
And he'd be the perfect guy to bring him back too. That's
Yeah.
perfect. You can't bring that blue ass title to that show. That's what he'd say. I'm not bringing this blue piece of garbage to this fucking show. At least the red one looked better. I'm
Yeah.
bringing back prestige to this show, and pulls out big gold or some shit.
So
Roche pulls out the
I
edge
don't
title.
know. I don't know how much traction this has, but
Hmm.
this is a rumor I'm seeing. Now, this is just a rumor, so don't take this as legit.
Yeah.
Don't take this as legit. Are you seeing chat, or do I have to refresh my YouTube?
Oh, I might have to refresh it. I'm not. Let me refresh.
Okay. Let me
No, okay, I got. There's just one more that was added. Okay. It was your Larry. Okay,
bet.
okay.
Okay.
Let's see,
Cool.
guys, Cody beats Roman. And Theory beats Cody via cash in. Hell nah, bro. Theory can't win nothing. Get that man off the any world title thing. That man is a mid Carter. I don't
Yeah.
care,
I,
bro. That
I,
man's a
I
mid Carter.
yeah,
I
I
don't give
agree.
a fuck.
I agree. I mean, not yet, bro. I mean, if that's what they want for him, if that's what they want for him, main event, that shit takes time.
That shit takes real time, bro. It's hard and rare to fucking be able to just be a fucking world in the main eventer off the gate. That's real hard.
Definitely. So this is a rumor that's going around. You were just talking about how things sound incredibly forced.
Hmm.
Listen to this. Triple H. There's a rumor that Triple H will have Roman Reigns drop a title, and it will most likely be the WWE Championship. And one idea right now is for Hunter himself to come out demanding that Roman hands over the title so he doesn't have to get pinned or submitted, and then a tournament can begin on Raw to crown a new WWE champion.
It's so bad I could weirdly believe it, but I don't think it'll happen. That just sounds too bad. Where
That
no way Triple H is that dumb. No way.
Roman, we don't want you losing before Mania, so give me that belt.
Exactly. That's what it would look
What?
like. It's not like if anything, it would make sense for Triple H to come out and say, who's gonna face you for one of those titles? KO comes out. Something like that. That fucking takes the title away from him or some shit.
Hand that over. Like, what?
What?
He won it.
He
Like,
fucking won the damn thing.
that is horrible. That is just a rumor. That is that is a rumor I've been seeing around, and holy shit, that is awful. That that is why you have a talent himself do it
Hmm.
in a storyline kayfabe way. Just
Exactly,
have
bro.
Owen say, since day one of this fucking year, nothing for us to fight for.
Nope.
Nothing. Other than the U.S. title. You'd have to throw that in there because you don't want to make it look like there's
Exactly.
nothing to fight
There's
for. But
nothing.
like, we haven't had a world championship on this show since fucking day one of this year, January
Mhm.
1st. It has been held hostage by people who don't want to show up, and I'm
Exactly,
getting it
bro.
back for us.
And
They're booking him as a babyface anyway, so it makes sense.
oh, people would love that. That crowd would be going crazy. But one cool ass thing I thought about. I don't know how much Triple H is going to want to be an on-screen presence in his current role. But let's say someone needs to sign off that Money in the Bank contract to him. When he wins it. How fitting would it be if Triple H got to do that on screen? That would be like the most fitting thing ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah.
would be like that would be him taking the title away from Roman without it being literal. You know what I
Give me
mean?
that belt, Roman.
Exactly. It'd be
It's
that without
mine now.
actually doing it. I think that'd be a really cool visual to see.
Mm-hmm.
Because he gave him the U.S. on screen, so that would be not
The
the U.S. The
Universal.
fucking Universal. Goddamn. U.S. Universal. It's all colors.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, man. Yeah. Ooh. You got yourself a complex situation that I think me and Sir K just got you out of. So that is
Exactly, bro.
perfect. And yeah, I mean, and especially if Roman loses during a Money in the Bank cash in, nobody really looks weak. Kevin doesn't look like a pussy for cashing in the briefcase because that's his right.
That's the whole point of it.
And Roman, could have just wrestled the whole match or something. And
He's
maybe the
tired.
bloodline all got knocked out, so no one's able to help him this time or something, man.
Or make
Something.
it like the bloodline's fault accidentally or some shit. You know what I
There you
mean?
go.
Add
Or
some
you
flavor
know,
into the
you know
bloodline.
what? You know what? Get this.
Mm-hmm.
Bloodline is ringside, right? Kevin comes out. They're all looking stunned. Sami Zayn turns, takes out the other idiots on the
Dude,
outside,
that'd be
and
perfect.
joins with Kevin Owens. I
That
just
would be
got you out of the
perfect.
fucking most complex situation ever, man.
The whole reason he got in the bloodline just so he could fuck him over. That'd be perfect, bro. His connection to KO and everything. That would be real perfect. I would love that. That's heat, bro. That's heat.
That writes itself, man. That writes
That
itself.
shit would be flames.
So,
And the fans would be going nuts, bro. That's how you get some. That's how you get interesting crowds. You got to do shit like that. You know what I mean? Just having
yeah.
Roman win by fucking interference every fucking match. The crowd. What's the crowd has to be excited for? You know what I mean? The type of shit like that. That's how you make better crowds over time.
Absolutely. So, in a nutshell, I know we've been all over the place. This is what I'm proposing.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens, and so I could clip it. Kevin Owens
Fucking
takes takes the um takes the briefcase from Austin Theory. He's a prize fighter. He tells Theory, I'm tired of fighting everybody just randomly on Raw. You have a prize. I want the prize. He takes the briefcase. Then Roman Reigns, who can't lose until WrestleMania, doesn't look weak, so he loses by a cash in. Kevin Owens comes out and he says, you know what? Since day one of this year, Brock's had it, then Roman had it. The whole year, nobody has had a world championship to fight for on this show. So whenever I cash this in, that is going to be my mission. I'm going to get this back for
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Raw because, like I said, it seemed like they were booking him as heel first, but now it's going towards more of a babyface, which fits because people like him.
Mm-hmm.
So Roman Reigns wrestles a match against some random guy, right? And then you have Solo, the Usos, and Sami Zayn ringside. Kevin Owens comes out to cash in. The Usos and Solo are like, oh shit, we gotta go stop him. Sami Zayn turns. To help Kevin Owens win the championship because he knows it's inevitable and he knows that they're using him, and like I said, it's inevitable that they're gonna turn on him eventually.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Exactly.
Kevin Owens cashes in. Roman Reigns doesn't look weak because he's losing to Kevin Owens and not fucking Mansoor. He's losing to Kevin Owens. You know what I
And a
mean? It's
cash in.
fine, and it's in a cash in. And like I said, Kevin Owens doesn't look like a bitch because that's the point of the briefcase.
Exactly.
And
No one ever looks
Roman,
like a bitch cashing in.
exactly. And Roman may have just wrestled a match. Maybe he's stunned that Sami Zayn just beat up his whole family. Maybe he,
Yeah.
takes him out with a steel chair or something, and he helps Kevin Owens win the fucking world championship. I just got you
Exactly,
out of the
bro.
most complex of your situations right now.
Exactly. Or maybe a little different way to do that cash in is maybe Sami Zayn turns on the bloodline first, and then you don't even hit KO's music. He just comes out and just maybe hit his music, but
There you go.
maybe the shock of just seeing fucking Sami Zayn take out his fucking family is like, then he's, looking at Sami, KO comes from behind, hits him with the briefcase. That shit could be heat, bro. That shit could be heat.
There you go.
Either way, that's how you do it, bro. And that shit would be amazing. That would be a fucking a Slammy award right there.
It was complex, man, but I just solved it in 20 minutes. So there you
Easy,
go.
literally.
There you go.
People get
Not
paid.
very
Let's come
not
up
very
with them.
exactly. Exactly.
People
Not very
get paid.
complex after all.
The fuck, man.
Yeah, man. Since we're kind of on the conversation of the Usos, WWE is reportedly working on new tag team title designs. So we brought to you guys before that they were working on titles. They were working on all new titles.
Mm-hmm.
They were working on all new titles. Did you leave the call?
Yeah, I actually went to turn my camera off and turn it back on because I had to do something, and my fucking mouse just jets the fucking. My bad, guys. My
Oh
bad. I
no,
didn't mean
you're
to do
good.
that.
You're good. I just seen our logo and I was like, wait, am I solo now? um.
Power
So
just cuts out.
yeah, so we brought to you guys that they're working on all new title designs for that they're working on all new title designs for the for every other title. But it seems like we got another interesting update in this saga before we actually see the new belts. That is the tag team titles. We hadn't heard anything on the tag team titles. Specifically, we have heard that they're working on all new belts, but those reports were pretty specific with like the world titles and the women's titles.
Yeah.
But according to Dan Beltzer, who is the guy who who broke the previous news about the belts, and he's broke news on new belts before. At BeltFanDan on Twitter, new WWE tag belts are described to me as being the existing design, dual-plated, black strap, and having a stacked, large WWE logo in the center.
Redo that description. I just.
You're good. You're good. So new belts are being described to me as being the existing design, dual-plated, black strap, and having a stacked, large WWE logo in the center. They also have the old, never-used tags, which are women's tag style on colored straps. Oh, wow.
What? Wait.
Wow. So that makes sense. Remember a really long time ago? Jeez, why does my voice sound so bad? Remember a really long time ago when we heard about those new unused SmackDown Tag Team Championships?
Yeah.
Listen to this. They also have the old, never used tags, which are the women's tag style on colored straps. So probably on like a blue strap.
Wow. So it was just going to be the women's titles, but they turned that into the women's tag title. Wow. Good Lord. We never knew that, bro. That's crazy. That was going to be the new tag team titles.
Wow. Because I remember hearing that they had SmackDown tag team titles that were unused.
Mm-hmm. And it was the women's titles. That's crazy.
And then he says at the end of the tweet, women's belts getting colored backing too. So I don't know if maybe they're gonna do a black strap for the women's, but I like white strap for the women's titles.
I think white straps for women's titles look better, man. If anything, if they're gonna like color anything, make it the little swoosh and logo, man. If anything, but
definitely,
man, I don't know those new tag titles. If the way they're describing it,
that don't really sound that nice.
That sounds mid, bro. It's just a lamer version of what we got already, and they didn't tell us if it was gonna be gold or silver or nothing. It's just the same design with a logo in the middle and a black strap.
And gold would go cold. Or
black and gold. That'd be really good, bro. That shit would be nuts. But dude, why do they have to put the logo in every little again? You got to put the logo on it, but they're literally just gonna put it on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like AEW has like the logo like front and center, but it's not like huge.
It's not the whole thing. You know what I mean? There's a design behind it, and it's just a big part of it.
I don't like that, man. I don't like the large WWE logo in the center part.
No, that's always ugly. No.
Yeah.
Put it in the design.
Absolutely, bro. I don't know how good that sounds, I'd probably have to just see it first, but man,
Yeah, exactly.
that sounds kind of mid, to be honest.
It really does, bro. That shit don't sound it.
Yeah. uh, Speaking of other surprises Triple H has for us,
Yeah, no.
Triple H has surprises that fans aren't thinking or aren't talking about.
Good matches, good storytelling.
According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Triple H has some surprises in store for the company involving people that the fans aren't expecting. It is not known when these surprises will make their way to WWE. We were told that Paul Levesque has some surprises coming who are people not being talked about. Triple H also wants to make the United States title a viable prize.
Wow.
He's doing a lot of remarkable improvements already, and that's what matters now. Only time will tell what Vince McMahon's a former company looks like a year from now, but we're here for it.
Man, I could see those surprise. If it's people, I could see like weirdly, like a Tyler Breeze or like an AOP or something. I could see some weird people like that. Like people I like AOP would be dope. They would, but it's just very random. And all the big stars are, kind of in AEW. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
no getting
you
those
can't
guys back.
exactly. You ain't getting most of it, bro, unless you bring out like a Marty. But you probably don't want to do that, especially
um,
with people that got kids, bro. Mm-mm.
yeah. Bronson Reed is one that's been talked
He's a
about,
good
but
one.
if we're talking about people that haven't been talked about, Leo Rush,
Yeah,
Tyler
definitely.
Breeze is a really good one. Fandango, Breezango, or maybe you just bring back Tyler Breeze, whichever.
Jared scumbag. They're already fucking. They really are taking everybody. It's literally half this roster about to be fucking CYN rejects.
I was gonna say, I don't know about him too, EC3, because I've heard that. Don't get too upset when I tell you this, but I've heard that CYN might not be open too much longer.
Yeah, you was talking about like how there's a tour that they canceled and shit. They got a black company, but they were gonna they were
That
gonna
company was
surpass
really
AEW.
that shit was really in the mud when they had when Adam Sure is your biggest draw.
They really pulled up to a fucking Applebee's with Adam Sure thinking that shit was flames.
Yeah. JT says I hate red and blue straps. Can they be normal black? Yeah,
I'm
black or
telling you.
white, man. Preferably white for the IC title. That's about it though.
Exactly. Red looks good on a title when the title itself is like old school. Like the New Japan US title. That's one of my favorite titles.
Yeah.
Is that New
Yep.
Japan US title. It is amazing.
And
And
it's a
like
beautiful belt.
I grew on that Universal title. It definitely looks better than the fucking blue. I'll tell you
I
that.
like it better than the blue one too.
Definitely. A lot of people's like fan made ones weren't bad with like the red in it somewhere. Like I like it. But it's like don't do blue or nothing like that, and don't do that bright ass candy red like they got it on the straps, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Like nah, but like fucking Logan was. I better get my refund. I'm telling you, bro. I bought tickets, bro.
I don't know if
You
you're
know
getting
they
that
refund
refund,
people.
man.
You know they
They gotta
holding that money.
they gotta pay Dirty Dango.
A degenerate piece of shit scumbag to learn to himself. I'll never forget that shit.
Who the
Ever.
fuck wrote those wrestler bios, man?
I hope there's. I'm gonna read those later. I hope those are still a thing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I definitely mess with that, Logan. Logan says, I love how Big Gold had a black strap with a red leather design on the
Yeah,
backside.
I
That was
always
that
liked
was
that.
nice.
That
That was
was
nice.
heat, bro. That was real heat. But
Yeah. What were you saying though? Oh, Surprises that fans aren't talking about. Leo
Yeah.
Rush, Tyler
Mhm.
Breeze, AOP, like you were
Big
saying,
Dane, maybe.
Damo.
Fucking.
Oh,
What's
Killian
called?
Dane would go hard. Let him grow his hair back though, and then bring it
Yeah.
back.
You can't have
Um,
his bald ass doing that shit.
yeah, dude. Sanity, something along
Sanity
those
would be
lines.
dope.
I could see like or maybe like Alexander Wolf coming back to join Imperium, or you bring back Sanity, but bring back all of Sanity.
Oh,
Br-
Fulton, all of them.
bring back Eric Young, Alexander Wolf,
Mhm.
snap Nikki Ash back to Nikki Cross, and Killian Dane, and do like the Super Sanity. Cause
Yeah,
Fulton was hard, bro. He
that
had
man
a
was
dope
dope.
look, bro.
That man went nuts. I think his indie looks even cooler too. I don't watch fucking Impact, but I think I've seen
You
like
don't?
photos of him. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I think I've seen photos of him, and he looks even cooler. Like he got a cool ass look. And
Yeah.
let's say they signed like a Lance Archer, you could put him in Sanity. That would
Oh
be
fuck
hard as
yeah.
hell. Like you could do some cool shit with that fucking group, man. I would love to see them back and bring
I
back
would
that
really
team.
like to see Lance Archer in WWE because Lance
I think he'll
Archer is
fit better.
great.
I think he loves New Japan, so it'd definitely be different for him. But I think between an AEW and a WWE, I think
I
he'd
think he
be better
fits
in
better in
WWE.
WWE.
I think he does, man. I really think he does. Because he needs
Yeah.
like a Triple H entrance and presence and shit.
Triple
And you
H
know,
is the Triple H is the king at presentation. So
exactly, bro.
um
He'll pull across with him. It'll just be dope.
110%. You know how much cool like silhouette shots you could get with his like big ass braid and shit?
Mm,
Like,
that
bro,
shit
that'd
would
be
be dope.
sick.
That
Yeah.
shit would be real dope.
I really like Lance. I really do. I think
Oh
Lance
yeah,
Archer's great, but it's just I can't fucking like him because he sucks. He
like
sucks on AEW,
they treat
man.
him
He
like
really
shit,
does.
bro. I don't want to have to call him Lance Loser, but that's what he fucking is.
That is the yeah. That's him at this point. That's his identity.
I want
Lance
to be Lance
Loser.
good gimmick and fucking in somewhere else, bro. The
Lance
fuck,
cool entrance. Something.
something, bro. Give the man something. I'll never
Um,
forget that AEW entrance where he would just beat people up every time.
bro, that was so ass. That was
That's got to be
so
one of the
like
worst entrances I've ever seen.
who the fuck greenlit that? Like, yeah, just go out beating people up. Like, what are you fucking for? Like, come on,
You
man.
playing with your figures? Like, what the fuck?
Honestly, the only people that find that cool is literally a 4-year-old. Oh man, look, he's beating the
Beat him
guy
up.
up.
He's already
Bro, get
like,
the fuck out of here.
way to
That shit
exhaust
was hot
yourself
ass.
for a fucking match. Good lord, you look like a fucking idiot.
Like, I would really like if they had like a red light beaming down the tunnel, and then you just see him walk up, and you see his big braid, and you get like a side profile of him, and then he turns his head, and that's when you play the part of his song that like screams "Everybody Dies." That
Exactly,
shit
bro.
would go hard, and then the lights come up, and then you got like red lasers going everywhere. Come on, TK, send me a fucking check, bruh. I just gave you some goddamn production tips for Lance Archer, and have him win something, because he's really good in the ring. I like Lance, I really do. I know it sounds like I hate his fucking guts sometimes, but
I like the guy.
I hate Lance Loser. I love Lance
Exactly.
Archer. I can't fucking stand Lance Loser.
You're eventually gonna need someone legit to take that title off of Wardlow. Give it to fucking Archer, bro. Something. Give the man something.
Please.
Good
I've had
lord.
enough.
Had enough, Lance Loser.
I really have, bro. I genuinely have. But yes, this is very cool. AOP would be great. AOP and Bronson Reed could make for a pretty cool like
That'd be really
heel
cool.
faction.
Trio.
But
Hell
honestly, just just put them back with Paul Ellering. I
That
think
would be
that was
perfect,
like
yeah.
that
That was a really cool dynamic.
that was beautiful. That was
That really
genuinely
was.
beautiful.
Well, maybe if you do want to give him like a wrestler to be with, Cross would be really cool. I think Cross would be cool. But
Yeah,
Cross is so
Braun.
guy overall. No, yeah, no. Nia Jax.
Oh, bro, please
No,
stop.
no.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool surprises, man, and I'm really liking it. What I really like is how Triple H is adding the you have to watch factor back to these
He is,
shows.
bro. He
Because
is.
like back in 2016, SmackDown and even Raw sometimes Raw.
Sometimes. Hmm.
Like, there was the you had to watch aspect because there was some Raws where Triple H was turning on Seth Rollins in favor of Kevin Owens, and then there was the one where the SmackDown brand showed up on Monday, and that was really cool, And then on SmackDown, you just had to watch because you didn't know what great shit was going down that night. So
Exactly. What good
what I
match
really
or
like with Triple H is he's adding that kind of factor back to it. Is like you might as well just watch because you never know who's gonna show up, man.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And you like to see it, bro. You really love to see it.
Mm-hmm. I think Leo Rush is perfect.
Definitely.
I think Leo Rush is somebody who could really use the guidance of WWE to help
Definitely.
him mature.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't have him telling his boss on Twitter that he's a prick and demanding him to do anything.
Yeah. Like, bro, get
I
your ass
mean
back to it.
like whether it was the right thing or wrong thing, that's not really for anybody to decide except for Leo, because whatever he felt, obviously he voiced it, but man, that was not a good decision.
Oh, nah, you do it, bro. Tweet at the guy.
I demand you to apologize. Like, what the fuck do you think was gonna happen?
Hey, bro, get your ass out of here. He's your damn pink slip.
I heard
The fuck?
Archer coming back to AEW. What happened to him? I don't know. I don't
No.
know. He's probably somewhere off losing somewhere. Tony Khan probably booked him to lose in
He didn't
fucking.
want to come.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably booked him to lose in All Japan or something, even though it doesn't exist anymore. Nia Jax, no.
No.
Moving on. Yeah, so I mean, there's a ton of names he could bring back. Emma is one.
Actually,
Emelina, she's with Madcap, and they need women on SmackDown, so you know
I can see that.
possibilities are
Definitely.
endless. But it's great, man. It's really great. Moving over to one of Triple H's questionable decisions at the moment. Vince McMahon. Yeah, I know.
No.
Hearing his name again.
Ooh.
We all thought we were done. Vince McMahon could make for a shock return for a big farewell at WrestleMania.
Dude,
Listen,
jeez.
whether it's right or wrong, that's for you guys to decide.
Mhm.
It's going to happen anyway. So
Oh, yeah.
we might as well get it over with. And besides, I don't really know if this is the best time to do it with an ongoing investigation against him.
No.
But he's not getting any
Yes.
younger, and they're going to want to do it eventually. So
Mhm.
the U.S.
Niggas
Sun,
shit.
yeah, the U.S. Sun is reporting that talks within WWE have taken place regarding Vince's potentially being allowed to have a farewell segment at next year's WrestleMania in Los Angeles. Vince may not be completely done with the WWE. There are discussions about how to pay tribute to his achievements, and acknowledgments of his contributions remains an active discussion among the creative team. Vince will not wrestle. I don't know why that needed to be put in there, but having an invitation to WrestleMania could be a possibility. I mean, it's going to happen eventually, whether it's right or wrong. If at the end of the day, no matter how much of a shitty person he is, or he can be,
They're
there
gonna
is a
do it.
side. There is a side to Vince that many around him say is very human, and a lot of us wouldn't have fell in love with professional wrestling if it wasn't for Vince's contributions, and that's just a fact.
Exactly.
Whether what he did was right or wrong, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat on that one. But Yeah, I mean, no matter what, we all appreciate Vince to some degree.
Hmm.
On other degrees, not, but on some degree, you know, a lot of us wouldn't have fell in love with professional wrestling if it wasn't for his contributions to the business. And
Yeah,
for that, we all appreciate him. But it's gonna happen anyway. And like Sir K said, this man does not give a fucking half. He was out partying with paparazzi around for his birthday with fucking John Cena.
and some
So
random bitch too. That wasn't even his wife.
yeah, yeah.
He don't
So
give a fuck.
so yeah, he doesn't care, man. He doesn't care. He's got all the money in the world. So
Or like
yeah.
court the next day and show up to Mania.
So yeah, I mean it's gonna happen eventually, man. But get ready for a Vince Hall of Fame speech and him coming out to the live crowd next year at
Exactly,
Mania
bro.
Hollywood.
Oh yeah. Good lord.
A 39 is a bit of a weird number to do it at, but I do understand that he's not getting any younger. Um,
Exactly. Big
I
villain in
think,
it.
yeah, I think, I think it'd be crazy. I think it'd probably be cooler for him to do it at the 40-year anniversary show. Um, hey, what's up, Bill? How's it
What's
going?
up?
Ain't seen you in a minute.
The corpse. That's
Lansing, I
fucking
don't want to
amazing.
see the corpse.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I don't know
preferably
why,
not,
but.
man. But it's gonna happen eventually, so we might as well just get it over with.
Hmm.
Maybe, yeah, I
I
can
can
see
see
Vince
that.
not wanting to be inducted, but yeah, I definitely see Logan's point too. I could see Stephanie definitely pushing for that.
I
So
can
yeah,
see her
man.
convincing him.
So now back to some good Triple H decisions. Um, check it out, man. NXT. You see it on
Yeah.
your screen. NXT says goodbye to 2.0 and introduces new logo. WWE capped off their 1-year celebration with Solo Sikoa winning the NXT North American Championship from Carmelo Hayes. The story there is that Sikoa is bringing more gold to the bloodline, but there was another big story. Unfolding at the very end of the show. After Sikoa's win, I wonder if they're gonna have Sikoa. Wait, no, never mind. That'd make more sense to merge it with the U.S. title. Never mind. Forget what I just said. It wouldn't make sense to merge the North American and IC. But I could
No.
see him taking both of them. Actually,
I
no.
see it.
Not with Triple H's vision.
No.
With Vince, fuck yeah, because he was gonna bury Gunther anyway. But anyway, after Sikoa, did you actually hear he was planning on it?
Yeah, I think I did hear that.
So after Sikoa's win, they played a video package that was narrated by Shawn Michaels that talked about NXT being about developing talent and looking towards the future. At the end of the video package, the multicolored NXT 2.0 logo was then replaced by an updated version of the black and gold logo. This
Hey,
this one this one was more white and gold, you know.
but it's
Um,
metaphorical.
100%. 100%. Apparently, to signify that the look of the show is going to change, we should know more by tomorrow because that is when NXT's next week's shows will be taped.
Nice, bro. Nice.
So, this was what happened at the end of the. On the left, you see the image that was obviously the NXT 2.0 logo. The gold outlined it, and once it made its way all around, that was what popped up. And this is a more clearer image. Everybody was talking about the black and gold and how the black and gold is back. And obviously, that is 100% more metaphorical, as my camera is blurry as fuck. Apologize.
I'll say though, bro, how hard would it have been if when they played, that little logo thing, they had Back in Black by ACD playing. That shit would have went nuts. I
Oh,
can't
that
even
would have
care.
went. That would have been so hard, bro. Chris
That shit
Jericho would
would
have
have
been
been
on a
hard.
damn rant.
Oh, he would
Because
have
you
been. He
know
would
they
have
didn't
been.
even call them back when they asked them to use Back in Black.
Oh, he would have been pissed.
um,
But
yeah,
he
bro.
treated
So
Triple H worse. He fucking hates them.
Yeah, man. So it looks like the black and gold, the essence is back. I will never say black and gold itself is back
No,
because
I'll never get to that.
even obviously when people say the black and gold is back, it is more metaphorical. They don't really mean black and gold because the reason I think they made it white and gold is because I think we're gonna usher in a new era of NXT, and I think if it goes off good, I think this could be known as the white and gold, and I think it could be black and gold with a little bit of the future prospects of 2.0 mixed in there, and you kind of put that in a blender, and it gives you white and gold. You know what I mean? So I think it will have the stars of tomorrow, you know, the future stars that resemble the NXT 2.0 aspect of it. And then I think it will start to resemble the more real, gritty, professional wrestling aspect, the super indie that black and gold was. But for the people saying that black and gold is back, I think the essence is back, but you can never replicate what black and gold actually was.
God, no. But they'll do a new version of it.
100%, 100%, man. They definitely will. They definitely will. They definitely will. And I'm excited, man. Apparently, Dragunov has come back on the new tapings, and they're setting up. It's Braun, Dragunov, and Tyler Bate, or either Tyler Bate or Jordan Devlin or J.D. McDonough. So one of those two, but I know there's a triple threat with Dragunov, Breaker, and one of those two. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. It's gonna be very interesting to see.
Speaking of that,
I need that black ring mat back, 100%.
I'm telling you. Speaking of them tapings, bro, you hear about Tony D'Angelo, bro?
I heard he got injured, man.
Yeah, I heard it was not something great too. So that really sucks, man. That really sucks. Maybe come back on the main roster. It could be heat.
Yeah,
It
bro,
could be an
go for
opportunity.
Santos.
Exactly. That could be a real opportunity right there,
Because
man.
Triple H likes him.
Exactly.
H likes him. Bell says it's JD.
Oh Lord.
Oh damn! I didn't even see your chat. Bell said, "Yeah, things been crazy." I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I feel you though. I feel you. Yeah, man. So, well, crazy in a good way or crazy in a bad way. But yes. So this is good for the brand. Obviously, people hyping it up as getting black and gold back. I think I mean, I know they mean it metaphorically, but for the people that actually do think that we're getting that back, no. You can never replicate that. You can never replicate that, man. And I think, like I said, we'll get white and gold, which I think is going to be black and gold put in a blender with 2.0. And I think we'll get kind of influence from both. Because Triple H said it himself. There is a lot. He did say there was a lot of aspects of 2.0 he didn't agree with. But he did say there was a lot of good that 2.0 does bring along. And he even brought up specific names, and one of the first names he mentioned was Tony D'Angelo. Because he's a fucking star, man. He's a fucking star. I can't wait to get a Tony D'Angelo figure, put him right on my fucking shelf.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. Tony's great, and I would really like to see him get one more stablemate to, even it out. Or odd it out rather, and make it a trio and make it more of a faction, as less of a tag team than it looks now. But yes, I would love that. I would love that. And I would love to see him on the main roster, man. I can't wait to see Legato.
Exactly. Definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah, man. So 2.0 looks like it's being put in a blender with black and gold, and that is a great thing, man. That is a very great thing. But yeah, man. So with that, with that, NXT TakeOver. NXT TakeOver. WWE reviving NXT TakeOver for NXT Premium Live events. Brian Alvarez noted on yesterday's edition of Wrestling Observer that Wrestling Observer Live, that NXT's next Premium Live event, Halloween Havoc, next month, is now listed as a TakeOver event. This marks the first NXT TakeOver event since TakeOver 36 in... Really? What was the last one after that? In August 2021. Oh no, weren't they not doing them for a while?
I have no memory. I can tell you.
I think it was the Stand and Delivers.
Oh, it was. That's what they made it. Yeah, that's what they made it.
Yeah, so the last TakeOver event since TakeOver 36 in August 2021. After Vince McMahon's regime scrapped the name during the brand's transition to NXT 2.0. I kept seeing a lot of people say that these are still going to take place in the Performance Center. That's not really a takeover. When I think takeover, I think of the shows we used to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I think of 17,000 deep in that fucking arena.
Packed in that arena going nuts.
Yeah. So, although the takeover name is returning, just like how we're getting gold in the NXT logo, I think it will still resemble 2.0, and I do think it still will resemble some of what Triple H did with Black and Gold. I think it'll kind of just be the two in a blender, but it will never truly be a takeover if it's in front of the Performance Center, and that's just facts, bruh.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, man. NXT Takeover seem to be returning, but maybe not the takeovers that we are all used to.
Definitely not.
WWE might finally bring WrestleMania to the UK. This, as of before, I definitely would say that it was less of a chance. But with Triple H, in charge, I could definitely see this being a possibility. While nothing is official at this time, WWE commentator Corey Graves hinted at WWE after the bell that the UK may get what they've always clamored for, a WrestleMania event. In the opinion of Corey Graves and many other people who were backstage, who were around the stadium in Cardiff, you guys have been clamoring for WrestleMania, and I'd say you make a pretty strong case for yourselves to get one in the near future. That's great, man. I can totally see Triple H doing it. He brought a whole NXT brand to the UK because he loves the UK. And he said it himself, man. That was always one of his favorite places to go perform. And yeah, that's great, man. And they deserve it.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Bell did say that true. The UK weather is pretty bad around that time of year and pretty unpredictable. So you gotta find a good arena to do it in, man.
Yeah.
But it would be dope nonetheless, bro. It really would.
Oh yeah, she is from the UK. Belle, if you don't mind me asking, what time is it by you right now?
I was curious.
I'm very curious. Yeah. Well, unless you guys got any indoor stadiums, maybe.
I would think they would mostly have indoor stadiums.
Yeah.
It rains a lot over there.
Definitely. So, yeah, let me know. I'm very interested. Very curious. But, yeah, man. Yes, the UK fans are great. The UK fans are great, and they definitely deserve a WrestleMania. They don't get shit. They never get shit. And I think giving them a Mania would be very good. And, yeah, man, shit. We could be done with the WrestleMania review by 4 o'clock.
That would be
If
real
they,
nice. That
if
would be
they,
real fucking
you
nice.
know, yeah, that'd be awesome. But one thing I really liked, this is such like a, this is me just being a geek for going to wrestling shows.
Hmm.
I really liked at Clash at the Castle how they put the merch stands on the floor. So if you needed to go get merch and you were standing in a long ass merch line, you didn't miss anything.
That's really smart. They gotta start doing that. Like the only arena I know I didn't mind the merch lines were what was that? Wind Trust? Was that super open one? Was that
Yeah,
the super? Yeah,
that
because
yeah, yeah, that
well,
one's
Wind Trust
open.
was like a theater in a way where everything was open. From the merch stands, you could see the stage and the ring for the most part. But that's a really good
Hmm.
idea, especially for those massive arenas. But
Yeah.
definitely, man. Damn, 11:30. Holy shit, dude! So those WWE shows really are like at like 3 in the morning. Holy fuck. And AEW too. That's crazy.
Oh wow.
God
I'm
damn, it's
assuming.
fucking late.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, I'm assuming she means 11 p.m. Definitely.
I mean, so, yeah, that's
Wow,
nuts.
that's
Holy
crazy.
shit.
That's crazy.
Dude, so Raw
Um.
starts at like fucking 2 in the morning.
Oh, oh
Or
yeah,
like 1 in the morning.
yeah. One. Oh my God.
Dude,
Ooh.
1 to 4?
What part of the UK are you from?
Holy fuck. 1 to 4 a.m. For
Man,
Raw.
who
Hell no.
we'd be going live with unscripted at 5 a.m. for her.
Dude,
Oh
fuck
snap!
that. Oh, hell no. That ain't right, bro.
Jeez.
That ain't right.
Yeah, what part of the UK are you from? I'm very interested. But yeah, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. Wintrust is very open. It's not like the United Center or the Now Arena or the Sears, Now Arena. But yeah, to where it's kind of like walls and you can hear the ring and you
You
can
hear
hear
the
the
shit.
music and stuff. But
You can't
yeah,
see
it's.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that fucking Now Arena. That fucking Home Depot built ass fucking
They,
arena, bro.
actually, when we went this year, for whatever reason, they like dressed it up pretty nice.
They made it a little better, but that first time we
But
went,
that, oh my God,
man,
bro, it was like
last year,
open space. It was
oh wow, that's
outskirts of
sick.
London.
Outskirts of London, that's dope.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's
That's
awesome.
dope.
That's really
That's
cool.
nuts. Snows in
Bruh.
Philly for 40. Oh, bro, it probably will.
Oh yeah, 40. Oh yeah, they did already come up with 40. Well, you guys might get 41.
I can see 41 or 42.
Yeah. Um, yeah, man. So yeah, you guys might be getting the UK Mania, man, and I'm totally down for it. I'm totally down for it. Yeah, I think usually your guys' shows start at like 10 a.m. for us,
Mm-hmm.
10 in the morning, and then they usually go to like 1. You know, if it was a Vince McMahon show, it'd probably go to like from fucking 10 to 5. That's like a whole work shift.
I'm
But
telling you, bro.
ugh, um,
It feels like one too.
yeah, but since they do the two nighters now, probably like 3 hours a piece, so like 10
That
to
ain't bad.
1. So
That's
yeah,
real nice.
yeah, that's not bad at all. Um, yeah, man. So hopefully you guys get it, and I'm really pulling for you guys, man. I'm really pulling for you guys.
Definitely,
So,
man.
uh, NBC, man. NBC Universal might make a play to buy Warner Bros. Discovery. The Hollywood Reporter ran a story that some might find quite interesting. Comcast might make a play to buy Warner Bros. Discovery and merge it with their already established NBC Universal brand.
God damn.
Given the company's daunting challenges, it has become accepted wisdom at the highest levels of the industry that another deal awaits in the wings for Warner Bros. Discovery for reasons related to the complicated structure of that merger. No negotiations can happen until April 2024. Oh, but at this
Oh,
point, many industry observers believe that Comcast Brian Roberts will make a long-awaited move looking to combine NBC Universal and Warner Bros. Discovery. The deal would face some interesting antitrust issues that would give his company scale a viable streaming service. Obviously, Peacock sucks, says one exec with knowledge of both companies. Damn.
Bro, fucking know. I mean, it fucking sucks. It's
It
garbage
sucks,
to
bro.
use. It don't got
They
nothing.
don't
It's
got
garbage.
nothing on there. Yeah, they don't got shit, man. They don't got
It
shit.
runs like, bro. How do you have a network where the WWE network ran better than that, and the network was hot shit, and it still ran better than Peacock?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Absolutely. Uh, yeah, obviously Peacock sucks, says one exec with knowledge of both companies. There are some good synergies. I'm sure Roberts is licking his chops because the Warner Bros. Discovery stock is so low, and I think that Zaslav's game, the
The hell?
Zaslav's game, I think that's Zaslav's endgame. Get that place sold.
Yeah.
What does this mean for WWE, who is on NBC Universal programming? And what does this mean for Warner Bros. Discovery, who AEW is on their end of programming? Man, we might be getting Forbidden Door too, guys.
Well, it might be, bro. Like, Warner Bros. They're in the mud, bro. When it comes to like movies and all that shit, they're horrible right now. They ain't making nothing. Apparently they could only afford 2 movies this year. Like, they bad, bro. They real
Yeah, I
bad.
seen
They
they had to
wouldn't buy
cancel.
or sell.
Yeah, I seen they had to cancel a bunch of the Warner Bros. Stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying,
Ball.
if the Batman 2 is ever in that line of cancellation, somebody's getting run up on.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is getting run up on. I don't know if it's going to be Zaslav or fucking Roberts. I don't know who's getting run up on. But somebody's getting got, bro. Somebody's getting got.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Nah, if they cancel the Batman 2, somebody's getting fucked up. That's all I'm saying.
They are, bro.
But Bell says, I hope we get another show, but they really got to relocate because it's either going to be the beginning of spring or it's still going to be winter. How would you feel about SummerSlam in the UK?
I think that would work. That would be nice. It gives SummerSlam a reason to watch.
Doesn't Wembley Stadium have a retractable roof? I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. But I don't know if Triple H is going to want to go to Cardiff. I feel like if he goes to Mania, he's going to want to bring it to London, or he's going to want to bring it to, yeah, you know, one of those big UK cities, man. Blackpool or one of those places, man. I will say, man, you guys got some cool ass names. We got bro. We got fucking
Louisiana.
Well, that one's not so bad, man. They got New Orleans, so they got a little charisma going on there. We got fucking Idaho, bruh. What the hell is that?
Bro.
You guys got fucking Blackpool. You got, what else do you guys got? Wales.
Cool shit,
don't you guys got like the Black Country? Isn't that another one? Like, what the fuck?
That's hard as hell.
You guys got some cool ass names. All we got up our sleeve is Chicago. Shit.
Miami sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, Miami's pretty cool. New Orleans, you know, it's pretty cool. I like New Orleans. Las Vegas.
Arizona's pretty cool. Like,
whoa.
I got like, Vegas, like Nevada got a lot of cool cities. Like,
I know you said Minnesota.
No, God no.
Who the fuck is from Minnesota, man?
Yeah, who the hell's from Arizona?
Who the fuck is from Minnesota? I thought that's what you said.
No, I said Arizona. Man. You know, they got green tea, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, Las Vegas is pretty dope. Los Angeles, obviously, it's a pretty cool one, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. The moral of the story: you guys got some cool ass names.
Definitely,
You
bro.
guys got some cool
Definitely.
ass names, and I'm jealous. I really am. We got
Mm-hmm.
fucking Idaho. Come
Man of
on,
the
man.
fucking potato. The fuck Michigan. Who the fuck is from Michigan? Motherfucker, that
Look,
too.
it says ouch.
Yeah, well,
uh,
you know, he's just fucking with you. Hey,
I'll just play with you,
Minnesota, greater than Michigan, bro. We
man.
know it.
Definitely, bro. Well, Detroit gives me some cool vibes, man. I like looking at like the
Oh,
rundown as Detroit
I
shit.
was gonna say it's really run down. Like motherfuckers can't even have shit in Detroit. People be stealing their fucking front steps and shit. I'll never
Yeah,
forget that
man.
damn post.
I'm
There's a
dead,
picture of an
bro.
empty staircase. Just somebody stole my porch. Can't have shit Detroit. And it's just an empty silhouette of a fucking porch. God
Oh
damn,
man, the
alright.
roof is always cold. SummerSlam would be cool. That's that. Honestly, like what you're describing, literally sounds like Chicago.
Oh, it
Amy
really
Bell
does.
says, "Not really. The roof is always open, and SummerSlam would be cool. They just gotta hope. They just gotta pray it's not gonna be infernal hot like the past 2 years. Honestly, that's what it is with us. You can't put a Mania here because it's cold as shit in Chicago.
You
It's
can't put a
cold,
song.
and for SummerSlam, you can do it, but you better hope you don't get one of those Chicago hot days where it's
108 and shit.
ugh,
And
and
you're not
everybody's out there
anywhere near
sweating
the
their
lake.
balls off. Ugh.
Exactly. If you're not near the lake, you're really fucking hot.
Yeah,
It's fucked, bro.
yeah, bro. And then if you do, and then if you do, and then if you were ever to do Summers or WrestleMania here, you know, then you really better hope you're not by the lake because then it's
You'll be
really
fucking
gonna be
freezing.
cold.
Exactly.
You know.
So you're fucked either way, bro. You're
Either
fucked.
way, if they wanted to do a big stadium, which pretty much the
God
only one we
bless.
got is Soldier Field, and then there's I think Toyota Field too, but that's not in Chicago. That's not even in
No,
Chicago.
that's
But
butt
if you wanted to
fucking.
get the if you wanted to get the Chicago vibe, you got to go to Soldier Field, bro, and you can't put it there in the summer. I mean you can put it there in the summer. You just better hope it's not hot. And then if you put it there in the winter, or if you put it there for Mania, you better hope it's not cold out. But either way, it's probably gonna be cold because you're on the lake.
Colder. Exactly. You're gonna be on the lake, bro. You're gonna be chilling your ass off.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The way you're describing it literally sounds just like Chicago. It's either gonna be really cold, or they better hope and pray it's not really hot for SummerSlam. Logan
Exactly.
says they could do U.S. Bank in Minnesota. It is an enclosed stadium that would work both for SummerSlam and Mania. Yeah, yeah,
Definitely, man.
definitely.
Definitely.
I, I wouldn't have brought it there with their old stadium because wasn't their old stadium open? So obviously with Minnesota you risk that too because you know
That's even
you
colder.
guys are
Oh,
either
fuck.
really cold like
You were talking
twice as
like negative.
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the stuff you were telling us, Logan. Oh my
That's
God,
fucked, bro. I could never do
negative
it again.
120. Like, ugh.
Like,
That
dude,
sounds.
what the? Talking about negative 30. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. And then I'm
That's how people
assuming it
die.
gets really hot in the summer for you
I'm
guys too.
assuming.
But now you guys got that new stadium, bro. So you guys are fair game,
I'm
100%.
chilling, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they'd build this new stadium for the Bears so people could come here too, and it'll be
Exactly.
enclosed, so people won't have to be sweating or have hypothermia. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, isn't Minnesota the one that had the where the roof
Unsafe.
caved in
God
in the
damn.
snow? I think that was Minnesota. And yeah, and then there's that video of the guy driving the golf cart around, trying to set up for the next day's game, and then he just started darting it out of there
Just,
as the roof started coming down.
oh, fuck. Negative 60, bro. Bro, fuck that.
Ugh,
And then
that's
it goes to
that's
102 in August, bro. Hell nah. Hell the fuck nah.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. But anyway, yeah, man, I don't know what this merger means. I mean, we're quite ways away. So to say anything distinctively about what this means for the companies would be a little foolish because we don't know. We really
We
don't
have
know
no
the
clue
mindsets
yet.
of either
It's
yet.
far
But
away.
it should take a while. But yeah, it should be very interesting, man. It should be very
Definitely.
very interesting.
Definitely, man.
It should be very interesting. AEW lifts suspensions for everyone who tried to break up All Out Media Scrum Brawl.
Good. I think they really just suspended them just because, kind of got to suspend everybody in that situation until you know
Yeah,
facts and shit.
cause then it's gonna be a point of cause if there's a legal investigation,
Exactly.
I
If there's
heard I heard MJF was one of the guys who they
witnessed it,
didn't they didn't who witnessed it, but they didn't suspend the people. MJF was they were
bro was
really
just standing
pulling
there
punk,
just,
they were really pulling Punk away, and MJF was sitting there. What about my title shot, man?
no shit, man.
Fuck you, man! You stole my
Bro,
thunder.
bro was just staring at the fucking situation, just,
So yeah, I heard that they didn't suspend the people that witnessed it because you can't suspend the people that were not physically involved.
exactly.
So MJF was really just cooling it, but all
Wasn't
these
lost.
other Daniels and Cutler and all these other people were they weren't they were physically involved. So Tony Khan kind of had no choice because then it's going to be a matter of, well, how did I get suspended? But he got suspended and he pushed me off of him or whatever. So kind of gotta suspend everybody in that situation, bro. So it sucks, but Brian Alvarez revealed on the latest Wrestling Observer Live, first detailing that everyone who was a part of the skirmish, both directly and indirectly, got suspended without any further directives. Everybody involved, including those breaking up the fight, ended up being suspended by AEW. Essentially, they were sent home and no one heard anything. No contact between AEW and anybody that was sent home. They were all just sitting there, no idea what's going on, just sitting. Alvarez further noted that while he doesn't know everyone who is no longer suspended, however, those who tried to break up the fight, including Cutler, are now free to come back. He said that
Mhm.
the investigation is successful. The investigation is successful in clearing them off the radar. As of today, I don't know who everybody is off suspension, but I believe that everybody who was involved in breaking up the fight is now off suspension. I know Pat Buck is off suspension, Brandon Cutler is off, and I think some other people who were called today they're off suspension. So right now, to the best of my knowledge, there may be phone calls being made right now. For all I know, I believe that if you were involved in breaking it up, you're off suspension. But if you were actually involved in the fight, you're still on suspension. The good news is the investigation has continued to the point where they are now taking people off suspension, but everybody else who is suspended is still in the dark. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Ace Steel are still under suspension. We'll have to see if Ace Steel and CM Punk ever return. Either way, Punk's looking at next June or July for
No
his
matter what.
timetable. So,
Exactly.
I honestly think, and I think this is the best option.
Oh,
Punk, you let it be up to Punk on what he wants to do. And I say that not in a way of Tony Khan siding with CM Punk, because he already made it look like he sided with him anyway, just by sitting there and not saying anything. But regardless, Punk, you tell Punk you can come back, but you got to reconcile with these guys because I'm not dealing with this bullshit ever again, and you're never fucking putting me through that again. Because you could either look at the media scrum in either way. It's kind of up to you. No really right or wrong answer. But you can either look at it as Tony Khan stayed quiet because he more so agreed with what Punk was saying, or he stayed quiet because he just was in complete shock. So whichever one it is, we don't know. So we can say whatever we want. But, man, I would tell Punk, you could come back, but you have to reconcile with these guys, and you got to be cool because I can't have none of this bullshit anymore. Or you can not reconcile, and you can walk away. Because we can't have this. And at that point, it's going to be up to CM Punk. Do I want to do the adult thing and reconcile with these guys? Or, and I hate seeing all these reports, the Young Bucks are selfish and egotistical, and the Young Bucks only go to bat for themselves backstage. Motherfucker, the whole point of CM Punk being mad at them was them sticking up for Colt Cabana, them sticking up for CM Punk. Let's not forget how they put FTR over at Forbidden Door by having them win the IWGP tag titles. Give me a break, people. The Young Bucks are not as bad as everybody says they are. And the whole point they were in this fight is because of punches, verbal punches, that were thrown their way to begin with.
Exactly.
And apparently, story came out today that it's, the investigation is evolving, and it became pretty clear and knowledgeable to all sides. Punk threw the first punch that was reportedly noted as a sucker punch at Matt Jackson.
What a dick.
So without, Matt Jackson's knowledge, pretty much, Punk just fucking sucker punched his ass. Come on now.
What do you think is going to happen?
Steel is definitely gone. I know Ace. I know a lot of people think that because Ace is obviously the most expendable party in all this. I think Tony is gonna maybe give him another chance because
he's gonna do what you're saying he should do to Punk. And say either reconcile or leave.
Pretty much, because I think he's gonna kind of treat them all the same in the terms of like, you're just on suspension, because it would be completely stupid to suspend him and then fire him. Like, just fucking fire me,
Exactly.
Because if I'm suspended without pay, it's like I'm fired anyway. And then if you're just gonna fire me, then just fucking fire me.
Exactly.
So it makes that part makes no sense. I do think he will let Steel come back.
I think so.
Just because he'll kind of be letting everybody come back. But with Punk, but then with that, I do think if Punk leaves, Steel will.
Steel definitely dip too. Oh yeah.
So
and that's just how it is, man.
I think you got to leave it up to Punk, and I think you got to leave it up to kind of where his ego and his personality stands. Not that Kenny and the Bucks don't have any ego, because there are a lot of egos involved here. That's
definitely. But
I don't think the Bucks have as big of ego as everybody says they do, but there is ego involved here, definitely.
Definitely, man, definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. So that is the newest progression in the story. It looks like all these guys are. Off suspension, man. So should be interesting to see if we get BTE back now that we have somebody to record it. But I probably still don't think so. And with that, we got this story about Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega told the AEW locker room he wouldn't have hired 80% of them.
Oh, they're so pissed.
Oh, man. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was confirmed that Omega did say that, and that there was a mixed reception to it. And honestly, bro, I get the mixed perception. So,
yeah.
Also surfacing was a story that the company meeting several weeks ago was told, several weeks back, that the part of the speech by Kenny Omega that was described as a pep talk and a tough love, we reported on that, when they had their first backstage meeting, when all that shit with CM Punk throwing the verbal shots at Hangman and then Britt Baker using promo material that wasn't approved, and then Thunder Rosa crying in the back. You guys remember all that. So the part of the speech by Kenny Omega that was described as a pep talk and tough love but that some were irked by a line that he said that 8 out of 10 people, or 80% of them, he would not have hired. He absolutely said the line. One version is very clear that he said it being very comedic, that he was looking at Will Ospreay when he said it. Dude, I absolutely just love and adore this Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega beef. I don't know, maybe I get why Ospreay was there, but at the end of the day, he's not a contracted talent, so I don't know why he would be there.
We're just hanging out.
Yes, he.
Well, they could have brought him into that meeting for him to talk about how the New Japan locker room is.
That's very true. Or, I mean, there is the beef.
Yeah,
the beef
exactly.
there, so maybe they wanted him there.
Address.
And, yes. So, many said that Omega was being comedic and that he looked at Ospreay when he said it. Then said that he was just messing with Ospreay. I think these two are cool. I think these two are cool.
I think they're just playing it up.
And then he said he was just messing with Ospreay, because if Ospreay hated him, if Ospreay genuinely hated him and he said that while looking at him, Ospreay...
Shit.
Yeah. So he said that he was just messing with Ospreay. Many laughed about it. Others took it as serious. There were those that were upset. Several told us that it was something totally misinterpreted and taken out of context, but others didn't like it. He also said that the overall energy of the locker room at the start of the company was positive, and perhaps in trying to create that time and place with the current roster. AEW also changed plans for Kenny Omega after his suspension. Kenny Omega has also reunited with Kota Ibushi. What the fuck? Back in Japan. We will have to wait and see what the future holds for Omega. Yeah, I did hear that he was out in their promoting the game.
Yeah,
so,
like scans and shit.
First things first. I do get the side of it where some very serious things are being talked about.
Yeah, and then he just makes that joke.
And listen, to somebody like Thunder Rosa or to somebody like Hangman Page, this shit is a lot more serious than an EVP thinking it's time to make a fucking joke. It's a talent meeting. It's not time to make a fucking joke. You're an EVP, but...
It's fucking funny.
It's funny. It's fucking funny. He looks at fucking Will Ospreay and says, I wouldn't hire many of you, but... I think it would have been a little more funny if he would have said, I would have never brought this guy in.
Yeah, I would have made it a direct one at Ospreay, not like a talent one, because,
the fact that you're at a talent meeting saying, I wouldn't hire 80% of you. Sure, even if the joke was intended for Ospreay, a lot of people are going to be like, yo, what are you saying? And Kenny Omega has made hilarious jokes, and Kenny Omega has no filter using the WWE line on BTE. I'll never forget last year during All Out when him and Nick and Matt were just staring, just doing the death glare in the camera as Kenny Omega's sitting there saying 75% of this motherfucking roster's from fucking WWE. None of them can do shit.
Like he'd probably say some shit like that. And like in a talent meeting is kind of not the right place.
If you guys are hanging out backstage and you're just fucking around, all you motherfuckers are from WWE, but you gotta understand too, you're an EVP, and a lot of these guys take offense to that because they are maybe seen or maybe they feel like outsiders. And you
Yeah,
shouldn't make them
exactly.
feel that way.
Shouldn't
Did you
make them
make
feel
John
any more.
Moxley feel like an outsider? Did you make Chris Jericho feel like an outsider? No, you didn't.
No,
Did you make Pac feel like an outsider? No. So don't make these guys, because they're here to work, man. They're here to work, and they're here to do great things, and a lot of them are doing great things. Some of them are being tremendously underbooked, but that's besides the point. But look, man, I do get that,
AVP saying that at a talent meeting ain't appropriate,
that's
but
not
it's fucking
really.
hilarious.
But yeah, from a fan's perspective, it's fucking funny. But I could see where the talent says, now why did that have to be said? Is there
Exactly.
some truth to that? I could see what they're thinking. Like,
Yeah.
does this guy really think this? Blah blah blah. Because you never know. You never know.
Exactly.
A lot of jokes. A lot of
Come
times
from truth.
when people joke, they come from truth, man.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's. I don't know. I don't know, man. I understand both sides of it, and it's funny, but a talent meeting, when serious shit, and when there are people there that are seeing this stuff as serious and want serious matters taken up, and you have an EVP making jokes, I
Could be
do get it. But, I mean, if he said he was making fun of Osprey, that's one thing. But like I said, when people joke, man, you never know. You never know.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my stance on it, man. But yeah, I mean, I do think, if it was something taken out of context, at the end of the day, from a fan's perspective, it's fucking hilarious. But I definitely could see why they're like, now why did that have to be said?
Exactly.
I mean, if you're making fun of Will Ospreay, just do it don't do it at a talent meeting. Just walk past him and be like, oh, why the fuck we bring your ass in, or something
Yeah.
stupid, man.
Yeah.
But judging off that, and judging off the fact that he looked at Ospreay and told him he was just messing with him,
Kind of
Kenny, these guys are cool, and I absolutely love it.
I love it.
Every chance they get, they go for each other's throats, man. It's one of my it was one of my favorite parts about Dynamite and that week, and it wasn't even on Dynamite. It was on the exclusive afterwards.
Exactly.
Jeff Hardy. Matt Hardy says we're getting close to meeting the new Jeff Hardy and is excited to have him back. This is very good news. It is very good news to hear. Obviously, that AEW wouldn't allow him back unless he underwent some treatment and succeeded in his treatment. And it's very good to hear that we're close to having him back, because that probably means he's coming along great, and that is great for Jeff. That's fantastic for Jeff. You love to see it, and it's fantastic at the end of the day, man. It really is. It really is.
Definitely.
But during a conversation with Wardlow on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, Wardlow I got a lot of fucking podcasts to watch, man. This is ridiculous. Wardlow once again expressed his desire to team with the Hardy Boys in trios action, giving Wardlow's got a pretty dope swanton too, so that would be pretty cool. His desire to team with the Hardy Boys in trios action, giving Matt Hardy the open to talk about his brother's future. Teaming with Wardlow sounds great. I'm pretty excited to get close. I'm pretty excited. We're getting close to the point where we meet the new Jeff and we figure out his future and what he ends up doing, said Matt. I'm pretty excited because I feel like his mentality is like he knows he has to make some changes and do what's right. I feel he's at the point where where this time around, I feel excited at this point where he will take it as exciting this time around. I'm excited to see and have him back. I think this would be amazing. it be so much fun? Yeah, man, so it kind of looks like Jeff may be on his way back, man. And more important than obviously seeing Jeff Hardy wrestling again is that probably means he's coming along good in his sobriety, man. So very,
I hope so.
very happy for Jeff.
Definitely, man. I hope it's going good, man. I hope it's going good.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, but that's pretty much all we know up until this point, man. And I don't really know when we could see him. Maybe Grand Slam, or maybe we're not that close yet. I'm not sure.
Who
But,
knows? Exactly.
yeah, but like Belle says, man, she says, I'm scared they're bringing him too soon, though, not going to lie. Yeah, that's absolutely a possibility. You do not want to rush it. Do not rush it. Let him sit on it. Let him pass his sobriety stuff, and then still give it a couple months just to see what he and on top of that, just give him a couple more months to let his body heal. He was clearly not
Exactly.
ready to go. You know, he was clearly
Exactly,
not
man.
ready to go when he came into AEW, and that was even after sitting on a 90-day no-compete. So he
They
was sitting
really
for
need to
90
wait.
days, and yeah, you need to just let him sit, man, and just let his body heal, bro. Just please let his body heal.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. And for our final story, the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks send out feelers to friends in WWE.
God damn.
The Wrestling Observer's Ryan Frederick posted a follow-up in response to a member of the F4W forum in regards to the Young Bucks sending out feelers to friends in WWE. It is believed that Matt and Nick's AEW deals are expire at the beginning, not at the end of 2024. For those of you wondering who Ryan Frederick is, he writes in the Wrestling Observer newsletter and covers MMA for the site. He said in the following post, he said the following in his follow-up post. In this instance, though, what I said is 100% true, and I have heard it from multiple people. It's not a big deal and not really newsworthy. It's not like they actually... Bruh, we're bringing it up on our news episode. It's not really... It's not like they actually reached out to WWE management. They told a friend in the company, a fellow wrestler, that they would be willing to listen to offers when their deals are up, I believe January 2024, to let it be known it is something very single it is something every single wrestler in the business should be doing. It is called maximizing your leverage. It is no different than an NFL or an MLB player coming into the final year of their contract and letting it be known that they are going into free agency and listening to offers from other teams. And in the sense of an independent contractor, it's no different than a NASCAR or Formula One driver letting other teams know that their contract runs out at a certain time, and that they'll be listening to offers. Except wrestling is a weird business where you have to use your friends on the other side to let the message be known. It does not mean that they want to leave. It means that they're looking to get the best deal they can. That's it. It's a non-story up until this point. And if you're a wrestler with a deal coming up in the next 18 months and you aren't playing both sides, you need to fix that. Frederick also stated that it doesn't matter if it was now or at any point in the future before their contracts run out. They were going to reach out. It is inevitable. Why it is a complete non-story, to be honest. And the feeler I was talking about happened before the incidents this past weekend with the All Out Media Scrum and then them being suspended. For the record, that was a few weeks ago. It's just plain common sense. I've seen everybody trying to write off the Young Bucks. Oh, they're going to WWE. They sent feelers. you guys do know that they sent feelers when they left New Japan, and all of those guys were offered six-figure deals from Triple H and Hangman, Kenny, Bucks. I don't think Cody. I don't think Cody was
No.
willing to listen though at the time.
No, he probably wasn't, which is so ironic now.
Yeah, all of those guys sent out feelers. All of those guys actually went a step past a feeler and sat down and were offered legitimate deals from WWE, and they still went to AEW, man. So the reason this was worth mentioning was because does this grow larger after the All Out Media Scrum? I think it's all going to matter on what happens with TK and CM Punk. Because if it becomes more obvious that Punk or that TK is kind of siding with Punk, which at the end of the day, TK doesn't need to side with anybody. He both needs to put the egos in check and say, look, I don't give a fuck what you guys got going on. You guys are both of my top draws, and you guys need to get your shit together, and you guys need to reconcile because this needs to be fun for everybody, and you need to keep everybody happy.
Exactly.
You need to do that while still being a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Be a boss. Put their egos in check. Everybody. So, yeah, man. There is nothing wrong with this. They're sending Randy Orton. Randy Orton did it, and yeah, people did make a huge deal. Everybody thought Randy Orton's going to AEW. Oh. No, man, he's just using it for leverage. He's just using it for leverage.
That's how the business works.
Exactly, man. And with the Bucks, look, man, could they go? Is it more of a possibility now that things are changing in WWE? I don't know, man. I don't know, but I don't know. Time will just have to tell. We gotta wait till these guys get back from suspension. I wonder how long their suspensions are.
I think it's just until they figure. I don't think there's really much of a date on it. I think it's just till the shit's figured out.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was.
I think we would have got a date.
Yeah. So I don't think TK would want it to be too soon.
No.
You know, I don't think he would want it to be too soon, but I do think if they're finding shit out with the people that weren't involved, it'll probably take a little longer to find out with the people that were. And I think once that happens, I think we should see them back probably a couple weeks after all that gets resolved. But
I would say that.
But either way, it's gonna look a little weird on Dynamite with Kenny and the Bucks being there and CM Punk is not. So that's kind of a weird factor you have with Punk's injury, is he's still not going to be there. So
it's like
a whole situation
itself, man. Definitely. But who knows, bro? But it's business tactic that everybody should use, and possibly there's nothing to it. But depending on how the situation go, there could be.
And that's what makes it interesting, man, for sure. But as of now, it's literally just the Bucks doing the same thing they did in 2019, 2018,
exactly.
Or whatever. You know, they talked about it, things were discussed, and ultimately they chose AEW. But yeah,
just a matter of how it goes.
Yeah, man. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. And yeah, I mean it's just business practice, bro. So for everybody writing the Bucks off already, slow your roll.
Slow down.
Your roll, man. It's not yet.
Everybody does it.
Not yet, man. Everybody does it. So we'll have to see how this develops, and this could be very interesting because if Kenny and the Bucks and MJF's contracts are all up at the same time, you do not want to be in a situation where you lose all four of them.
Oh, bro.
You know, that is not good. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, that could be one of the nails in the coffin, and Triple H is
he's ready
really
to nail that coffin.
He's 100%. He is absolutely ready. He's absolutely ready to put the final nail in the coffin. He hates AEW for putting Black and Gold to rest, man.
He's petty with that shit, man.
And he is.
Chris Jericho, they like me ups that shit.
Honestly, bro. So I love Jericho, But
His ass.
we'll give some shit about NXT. The fucking show sucks anyway.
Damn.
Jericho's great. But
He is. Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, Triple H is coming for their necks, bro, and he's gonna do. And
Whatever he can.
the interest isn't even. I mean, sure, having the Bucks and Kenny is gonna be great, but the real interest there is putting AEW to rest.
Yeah, that's
That
what it
is
would do.
where that is Triple H's interest, man. His interest, sure, having Kenny in the Bucks is gonna be great, and having MJF is gonna be great. But he knows if he were to strip those guys from AEW, that is
That's
putting
it.
a nail in the coffin, man.
Back it up, bruh.
I mean, the show's doing great without him, so I wouldn't completely write him off yet, man. But I mean, with that, bro, if you lose the likes of a CM Punk and end up losing a guy like Punk, and then you lose more people, and maybe who's to say you don't lose a Thunder Rosa or any of these people that are disgruntled, and could be the beginning of the end. It could very well be the beginning of the end. I wouldn't completely write him off there, but I could say that could potentially be the beginning of the end of AEW. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, that's the news for the week, man. That's the news.
Definitely, man. Hell yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, man. So with that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast, man. Another great news episode. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out, man. We had JT, we had Durante, we had Logan, we had Bell. Thank you guys. We appreciate all you guys from the bottom of our heart, man. And yeah, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. Bell says JD said Triple H is the dragon from Lord of the Rings, and TK is trying to wake up the sleeping dragon, and he does not want to do that. Yeah, man. I mean, up until this point, man, TK's got some firepower. But if he eventually starts to lose that firepower, man, and you got nothing to fight that dragon off with, like I said, it could be the beginning of the end, definitely. But with that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast. Like I said, thank all you guys in the live chat and those who are watching on the replay, man, for just hanging out with us and talking some wrestling with us. And yes, I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And thank you guys very much. That is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast, man. This has been episode 127 of the news. And it has been always, always, always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
And Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on Monday with Notorious Unscripted.
Peace.